My name is Tony Gillette. I've been a financial planner now for 35 years. I have my own firm in Brisbane in the CBD. That firm is Retire Well Financial Planning. I remember trying about 10 years ago to use an earlier version of Dragon, and it was just, I wasn't that committed. It didn't seem to work too well, so I put it aside. But when eventually my old Philips machine finally died and the people who repaired it were telling me they couldn't even get parts for it anymore, I decided it was time to get up with the digital world. And I then decided to buy a digital machine in conjunction with Dragon software. It was only after I'd bought the new equipment and it was being installed, and I would never for a moment dream or recommend anybody do this without professional help, particularly if you are a professional. The person who was assisting me to do that at that time introduced me to the fact that I could actually dictate straight to screen. I could sit there and talk and it would appear on the screen in front of me, and that would cut out the need for needing to use a digital or any form of transcription machine in the meantime. So I know that all sounds a bit, probably a bit naive, and that I should know better, or I should have known better, but that's a journey of discovery. I mean, you find out about things, and now, you know, we're flying with the use of Dragon, and with along with, I have to say, with very significant help and assistance from one of the employees of Voice Recognition Australia, Dilip. He's been marvellous. So I couldn't have got to where I've got now without his assistance. I have to say that very honest and frank. My initial experience with Dragon was not having experienced it before. What absolutely surprised me, I had in my mind that it was going to take weeks and weeks of training the thing and all the rest of it. The reality was that when the professional trainer who knows what they're doing installs the system, sets it up for your business, and the training took 5 minutes, 4 minutes of actually training my voice, and when he left I was using the system. I mean, I was just gobsmacked as to how easy it was actually to use, and I was also very surprised at the very high degree of accuracy from such a short period of training. And I didn't know then, but obviously I'm aware now, that the system just keeps on self-training anyway. So, but I was very surprised at how easy it was, how quick it was, and how accurate it was, which is a far cry from what I remember of my experience of at least 10, it could have even been longer, but many years ago anyway, with much earlier versions of Dragon, where the software is not expensive. What is expensive is my time. Like most business and professional business, and I have overheads, I have staff, I have rent and all the other business overheads. And so to be able to get jobs done and to have somebody come in and charge in really very reasonable prices compared to what my time's worth, for several hours of training, I think anybody who was so, I can only recommend that the smartest thing to do is to pay for somebody who knows what they're doing to do the training, and you'll be up and running so much more quickly. In terms of training for this, one of the things that I found difficult, it was to find anybody or company or service that actually provided a service of installation and training. And for the first time, some months ago, Dragon ran a public get-together, a Dragonology seminar or meeting that was held here at Paddington in Brisbane. And of course, because I'm such a fan of it, and always eager to try and learn some more, I went along, and it was at that meeting that I met the company, Voice Recognition Australia, and its people and representatives, and I met Dilip and engaged Dilip in conversation and asked him if he would come out and provide me some further training because I felt that I needed it. There were things that I was feeling a bit frustrated because it wasn't doing things and I just didn't know the answers. So we made an appointment. Dilip came out. He spent 2 hours, and honestly, the value that I got from that 2 hours in terms of him upgrading my skill levels, fixing up my machine in terms of going through and setting it up, because it had never been set up properly at the outset. By the way, that wasn't as a result of of Voice Recognition Australia, the company. It was another person that I had got in to try and assist. And so I was just delighted. I've since had Dilip back to provide some further training and help. He's helped me set up the templates, and he's trained my personal assistant in how to create the templates. They're not hard. They're like anything, you know. Once you've been shown, isn't that easy? And it's not difficult. And so we've now gone to quite a new level of competence and capability with the training that Voice Recognition Australia through Dilip has brought to my practice and my business. Creating documents I find to be personally very satisfying. It's almost like creating a masterpiece. Apart from my wife, I'd like to say it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Certainly in terms of my business experience and my business productivity, I would say without question that the use of Dragon technology and being able to dictate straight to screen and finally learning it and getting on top of it and becoming competent with it has been the greatest increase in my personal business productivity that I've ever had in my entire working life. And so I don't know that I can say much more than that.